Peter, I think. Okay, awesome. So welcome, ladies. This is our 10 rounds launch party. And our hope with this is really to create an opportunity to make sure everybody's getting started on the right foot, feels really good, excited, and prepared to go into the 10 rounds program. Because sometimes people have the best intentions, they're super excited, and then they wait until like day one and they open everything up, or they open their BOD app for the first time and they're like, okay, what now? What? Like, what do I do to start? So we don't want you guys to have that overwhelmed, like where you don't even know how to move forward. We want to be able to support you guys and get you super excited and kind of get you all prepped and ready. That's the whole purpose of prep week. And even if it's a prep weekend or a prep evening before you take off into day one, that's okay. But that's our hope, is that this is a good and helpful situation for you guys, so you can have opportunity to ask questions, and also for us to share things, since we've gone through programs, and just have some words of advice and wisdom to be prepared for, so you could have the best results and the best progress through the 10 rounds program. So I know you guys obviously have seen a lot of the information we put out there, have done maybe a prep workout, or have looked at all of your getting started. That's awesome. But I'm going to give a little tiny, since you already know a lot of the information, just a tiny little intro in case you're brand newer to 10 rounds. 10 rounds is a 6-week program. We took this week as prep week, but it's going to be 6 weeks of boxing and lifting. It's a 5-day-a-week program, and every other day, so basically Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you're boxing. Tuesday, Thursday, you're lifting. It's done that way on purpose. So in case you're ever tempted to like double up your workouts, know that you shouldn't be lifting extra on a lifting day, extra cardio, extra core. If you want to do that kind of stuff, or throw in stretch and all that, that's totally fine. You have the whole Beachbody On Demand library available to you. But on lifting days specifically, you want to stick to your lifting from your program. And on the days that are in between your lifting, you want to allow yourself time to heal. So that's why it's designed like every other day. And then the weekend is your recovery time. We do have recovery workouts you could do, and I want to say about 10 minutes long, right, ladies? And they're really good. They are stretch. One's a stretch one and one's a rolling one, if I remember correctly off the top of my head. And they basically just lead you through an extended stretch, specifically targeting the areas that we would have worked in 10 rounds to support you, so you're ready to go at it again the next week. So if your recovery weekend is just chilling and you don't have time to press play, that's totally fine. But if you do have time to press play on a 10-minute, I do recommend hitting those up to really benefit from fully recovering your muscles and feeling really good. I know in a second Jessica is going to be talking about nutrition, but I do want to make sure you guys just, as you get started, literally go through the back, or the Beachbody On Demand app, where it says getting started. Like, it literally walks you through it. There are tiny little videos that talk about form and technique. There's little videos that kind of go over the program with you. Don't skip those. I know it's really tempting. So what I like to do is, while I have like a load of laundry on the couch, I'll be folding and I'll just go through those, because they're like 4 minutes, 7 minutes, and just watch them go through them. So you have them under your belt. And most of them, all those getting started ones, are really for you to watch and take in, where the workout ones, you want to be ready to work out. And then lastly, the prep workouts. So don't stress if you're jumping into this later and you don't get a chance, to do the prep workouts. But if you do have the chance to do the prep workouts, they're 20 minutes long. There's 2 of them, and you can alternate through them. So you can basically get used to the habit of pressing play, getting the workouts in regularly. So when day one happens, you have some familiarity with some moves. You know how to press play on the Beachbody On Demand app, and you are ready to go into day one. We're going to do some Q&A at the end. So Christine, if you have any questions, kind of keep them in mind, or jot a note, or do something to remember that you have something. But do know that you have that. And I'll go ahead and throw it over to Jessica to talk about nutrition for a minute. And
Okay. Okay. Full honesty, I totally forgot. But basically what you want to do is no matter what plan you are doing, whether it be, oh my God, ultimate portion fix, to be mindset, calorie counting, keto, whatever it is, you stick to it, and you stick true, because without the nutrition there, your workout is not going to work. If your nutrition is not on point, nothing's going to happen. Like, you'll be in a endless circle of, why do I keep gaining and losing these same 5 pounds? So it's just very important to stay true. What I like to do to keep myself accountable, because I struggle with the eating part, is I like to post my meals in the group. So if you find that that's comfortable for you, so that you can keep yourself accountable and be like, do I want to post it? And it'll be like in the back of your head, do I want to post this? Then maybe you shouldn't eat it, type deal. That's the way I view it. And there you go.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I just wrote down something as you said that, it like came to me, because I know so many people will be like, oh, ultimate portion fix, to be mindset, does that work? And there's something that I like to say, it's not necessarily like any one of the meal plans and nutrition programs or just nutrition concepts work. It's just a matter of if you're willing to put in the work and learn it, and also not necessarily like, oh, you just didn't work hard enough. But when it comes to nutrition, we need to work towards finding what supports us in our body. And the only way we can do that is by being consistent, learning about it, and not just following the fad. Because if you do whatever idea without really learning about it, but if you just do whatever the cool thing is, or that your neighbor Susie's doing, and you do it for a day or two, or even a week or two, and you're like, that didn't work. It's really, did you put in the work, and also what did you learn about it? Because everything you do is going to help you learn about you and your body. So I know, Jessica, if you don't mind chit-chatting about how you're going to be sharing some of the keto recipes and stuff like that, and about how that helps you.
Yes, I do keto, but I also follow the ultimate portion fix, because I'm in a maintenance phase. So it's very important to make sure you eat the right amount of calories. So I find that while I am keto, and yeah, keto does work, but it's yeah, you have to eat healthy. Don't get me started. But you have to make sure you're eating the right amounts of food. Sorry, I went on a soapbox and I totally forgot what I was supposed to talk about.
The recipes.
Oh, yes. So every day I'm going to post a new recipe. It will be, if it's not keto, it will be, I will have a section where you can change it to make it keto friendly. Like I said, I do keto plus the ultimate portion fix, so I find it's a good mix, and I'm able to change the recipe around to make it fit my containers. And the containers really are really easy, but I will pour, no matter what you do, I'm going to put a section for to be mindset, and for portion fix, and for keto and calories.
Awesome. And can you share how much weight you've lost since you started on working on your health?
I want to say 180 pounds.
That's so crazy. So I want to make sure you guys realize that she has found, over trial and error, and she would be the one to tell you how much tweaking and how much playing around with her nutrition and intake for her pain management, and how it's helped her weight loss. But it's not just trying one thing for 1 week or for one round of a program. It's constantly being like, how do you feel? How is this helping supporting your body? The weight loss is like the cherry on top, if that's a goal of yours. It's really with your pain, right? You're good.
Yeah. I was going to say, I started keto because I watched that documentary that was going around, and there was this woman who did it for pain management, and I do keto for pain management because I have severe arthritis in my knees and in my back. And once, like, I stay true, I'm good. But that's exactly what Rosie's saying. You have to, it's not just a diet, it's a way of life. Like, the portion control containers only work if you apply it for your whole life, not just for the program, not just for a certain period, any period of time. You have to do the work. I mean, this is, being healthy takes work. It's not easy at all, but it is definitely worth it because you feel a million times better. You feel more energy. You feel alive, quite honestly, because before, when I was over it, I was so unhealthy and I was so depressed and I hated myself. I hated being in my own skin. So once I learned that easy was not the best, that's when I started to learn to appreciate myself and to appreciate what God has given me. And that's part of the life, everything, your mindset, your eating, your working out, everything.
Amen. And I will add to that. I love that you said, like, it becomes a lifestyle. It's not just a diet. And of course it could feel like a diet at first because it's so much change or so much trial and error, and like, let me try this, let me add this, let me take away this. But I will say, like, this, so I just recently had a baby 2 weeks ago yesterday, and I follow the containers with flexibility because being pregnant, I wanted cheesecake some days. We talked about that last time. And and that's when it becomes a lifestyle, when you can have those treats, especially anybody who's suffered with some major eating disorder situations. When you're able to have those treats that used to trip you up and used to throw you in a downward spiral, but then you get to the point, like, now I can have those things and I don't just go down the rabbit hole. I'm able to just pick it up the next thing. It doesn't trip me up. And so I will say, this last pregnancy, with having the containers and knowing how much I should be eating, following that, having my workouts. This is the first pregnancy I worked out almost every single day, not like hardcore, but like recovery and stretch and bar and doing different things. Than all my other pregnancies. I had my programs before, but I used to be teaching. So I would teach my 2-3 classes, whatever it was a week. And those were my main focus. I wasn't doing programs like I am now, where I'm doing back-to-back programs. So I worked out more than any other pregnancy I have in the past, but really my focus on nutrition was more of a lifestyle situation than in the past. And it's crazy to me, like, how many women that I would see would be like, oh, I just had my baby and I dropped so many pounds. And that wasn't me. I usually came home from the hospital like weighing a little bit more than my pre-pregnancy or my full term pregnancy weight. And like, it'd be a slow struggle from there. So I have to say that this was a huge testimony to our consistency and our programs, because in 2 weeks I've dropped 20 pounds, which has never happened. That was all pregnancy pounds. So that's how much I gained in my pregnancy, 18 to 20 pounds. And so I'm actually like fluctuating between 0 and 1 pound from my pre-pregnancy weight within 2 weeks. And that's like mind boggling to me. So, but I'm like, that's a testimony. Like, I'm older now too. So if anything, it should be harder. And I just love that our programs and our nutrition programs like support that. So you can obviously see it's supporting health. It didn't just support, this crazy fad, where if anything, those kind of things let you slip up to where it's harder on your body. So, okay, Megan, would you like to talk about modifications, right? And do we have another topic for you too?
Nope, I think that's it.
Okay. Okay, I'll let you talk about modifications and then I'll wrap up with some things too. Go, Meg.
So I did 10 rounds when it first came out in March, I think. And I've never boxed before, and it was mind bending. Like, every move he numbers so that, this is a 1, this is a 2. And so he makes it really easy that way. But there are times where I would like get it backwards or just get confused, and there was just this real temptation to just be like, just stop. Yeah, but I realized that it doesn't matter if I'm not doing exactly right. It doesn't matter that I'm not, like, if I'm doing the wrong hand. Nobody is watching and rating me. It'll be okay. So just learning to be like, just to relax and to like, just
reset yourself and be like, okay, here we go. There is a feature that they added halfway through the process called the mirrored version, where they are the stance that they give you is with your dominant hand back on the back side. And so I'm right-handed, so I'm standing with my right hand back here with my left hand in the front. And they're standing with their dominant side as well, which means unlike like a traditional workout where when they say right, they mean their left, your right. He says right, he means right. And so the original way it was filmed was his right is opposite of your right. So my right is back and his right would be back, and his right was on this side of me. And so halfway through the program, people were struggling, and so they ended up adding a mirrored version. And so it would be his right and my right are on the same side, like visually. So if you are a visual person, you might want to try starting with the mirrored version. But for me, I just did the other version, the original version, because I was listening to the numbers he was saying. So right, 1, 3, and 5 are your dominant hand. So when he would say right, I would punch with my right, or when he would say 1, I would punch with my right hand. And there were times where my brain was watching what he was doing and was confusing myself. So I would like stop looking at him. I would just listen to what he was saying. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then I would be able to reset myself. But as you get into the program, he adds footwork and stuff and pivoting and turning, which is a process. He'll add it slowly. But there was one day I tried it mirrored and it made more sense to my brain while I was watching. So, but because I had started on the original track, I kept with the original track and it worked. But if you're more of a visual person, you might want to try the mirrored version and see how that works for you. Just whichever way you go, just try to stick with it, and don't get discouraged because it's a process. So he goes through it and he lays it all out, and it'll come as you go, and then he'll add stuff, and then you'll be back to where you started. But that's okay. It's a process, and it was amazing. I had a really good time. Oh, and there is no like some programs will have like a modifier, like if you can't quite do what everyone else is doing, you watch the modified person. But there's no modifier in this because it's just a matter of going your own speed. If you need to go slower than they're going, totally do that. If you need to just kind of jog in place for a sec, do what you got to do to just kind of take a deep breath and like reset yourself, you do that. But there's really no modified version. It's just a matter of doing it at your own speed.
Can I also add that if like squats or lunges, like that's my biggest thing, a squat or a lunge hurt you, don't go as deep, because, you'll still get the work even if you're just 2 centimeters from the top, you'll still get the work in. It's just about moving.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you, ladies. I was also going to mention with the weights, on the weight days, same concept. You just go lighter and you build up from there. You don't see what Joel's lifting and be like, I got to lift that. You start wherever you're at and you progress from there. Of course, challenging yourself, but not injuring yourself. Okay, I'm going to, Megan, what?
This is my thought motion. Also, they don't have a cool down built into any of the exercises. So they added a bonus, a 10-minute cool down for boxing, and then a 10-minute cool down for the weightlifting days. And those were filmed at his house, which is awesome. But those are there for you to use. And if you need more cool down after that, there are other programs that provide extra stretching. There's cool down days attached to 80-day obsession. There's cool down days attached to help me out here. I don't remember what else. Most other ones have like a cool down day involved. So if you just kind of explore around. Sorry, go ahead. No.
Morning Meltdown 100 has a whole bunch, all of the 5s, I think.
Yeah, 5 and 10.
Yeah, the intervals of 5s are good cool downs. They're about 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, thank you for remembering that because I kind of forgot about that. Okay, so ladies, if you remember anything, hop on. But I'm gonna cover two different topics, and expectations and mindset is what I want to finish off with, and then see if there's any questions. But expectations. So a lot of times when people are starting a program, they might ask like, well, how much weight can I lose with this? Or can I, they have like these grand expectations, like, okay, like I want to finish this 6 weeks and I'm going to lose 50 pounds and all my issues with nutrition are going to be resolved. And that is an awesome long-term goal, but these 6 weeks are going to get everybody closer to whatever their goals are. So I always want people to realize, like, you probably aren't going to finish with a six-pack, and that's okay, but you are going to finish with a lot of growth, a lot of learning, and of course, leaning down and getting stronger. What that looks like for every individual is going to be different based on a million different variables. And as we go through this program and we're sharing our progress and we're sharing our struggles, it's important to have goals, but also have the expectation of growth, of learning, of helping your health, moving your body for your mental health, moving your body to release negative energy, like stuff like beyond the weight and the scale and beyond being able to say like, I lost 10 pounds this week. Like there's going to be some people who their bodies don't respond like that. There's going to be people who their bodies are going to hold on to it until like week 4 or 5 and then start losing it because their body's going to be like, oh, this is something you're going to keep doing. So with that, I always want people to have an open mind for learning about themselves and learning about their journey, but most importantly, throughout the whole process of continuously reevaluating how you're feeling. Because some people might, I just had another girl share in our challenge is wrapping up, or she's wrapping up. She's actually going to be joining us for 10 rounds, but she is working really hard and she's not seeing the huge weight loss she was hoping, but she just had an amazing doctor visit where they ran her some type of panel, and her doctor basically said, keep doing whatever you're doing because your numbers are amazing. Like she drastically changed her numbers of whatever panel they were looking at. And I told him, like, that's a huge testimony to how you're affecting your health, like stepping on the scale and getting like discouraged by that. But had she never visited her doctor and taken her panel, she could have easily convinced herself to stop or say this isn't working and not continue and not continue to make that impact on her health. So the weight's going to happen. Like it's going to come. She's going to tweak her nutrition a bit, or she's going to take it up a notch in her programs, or find a modification that helps her go a little bit deep, whatever it is for her individually, because it's different for all of us, but continuing through that journey. So with all that, continue with the expectation that there's going to be growth. You're going to grow. You're going to learn about your body. You're going to get healthier. You're going to get leaner. You're going to get stronger. But what that looks like, we can't say like everyone's going to lose 10 pounds, because there's going to be women who are like, I don't want to lose 10 pounds. I want to tone up or whatever. Everyone is allowed their own goals, and you're allowed to go full force at them and have them be excited about getting closer to them. But don't go in with expectation of like one part being what decides that this is all successful. You continuing is what's successful. You starting with strong with us with this prep time and finishing strong, that's successful. So commit to getting to that end and doing it strong and learning, having that mindset of continuous growth and not of pounds lost equals I'm doing good. So with that, I do want everyone to have the mindset of every weekend, as we're recovering, as we're prepping for the next week, of having like a recommitment time in their brain. So whether that's revisiting why you do your thing, or revisiting learning more about your nutrition. And with that, I want to make sure everybody knows that if you got a challenge pack for 10 rounds, you do have access to our 2 nutrition programs, Ultimate Portion Fix and To Be Mindset. And they are set as like a video course and education. So I tell people, it's like, think about an online video-based college course on nutrition. And go about it like that and just start learning. Because some people want to know, like, how do I do it before I start? It's like, no, just start learning. So, but every weekend, whenever you're focusing on it, make a recommitment to this program and move on. If you missed a workout or you don't feel like you lost as much weight as you thought you were going to, whatever, just move on. New week and recommit so you can finish strong. So everyone's going to start and finish strong and together. I think, I think those were all my notes. Oh, expectations of us as your coaches. We are all here to support you guys. We all are anywhere from figuring out new recipes to how do I measure my progress to I can't find the modification on BOD. Like, we're here for you guys. Obviously, like in the middle of the night, I know people are like, oh, I'm in a different time zone, I didn't want to message you. Message me and I'll get to you when I get, like, when I am awake. Like, you're not going to bother me. No question is silly. No, you know, we're here and willing to make videos, modifications for you guys, throw recipes at you, troubleshoot. So we're here for you guys all the way. I don't want you guys to think like we're only here for when you need to order things. Like, that's not what a coach is. That's other companies. We are here to support you through every step of the way. We live this, we do this alongside you guys, and we are so excited for you guys to have success and see just how strong you really are and grow through some awesome things that you guys are going to grow through our 6 weeks together. So I want to make sure that's all I wanted to cover. So if there's any Q&A or anything that Jessica or Megan want to add, the floor is open. Christine, did you have any questions?
No, actually, you guys pretty much answered everything, so.
Awesome. Well, I'm so excited that you're gonna be doing this with us. And I'll drop this recording into the group so everyone can get it to their people. Oh, and since everyone will be watching this, I totally forgot this. The group chat is there for everyone to chat, share progress. Megan, Jessica, and I will drop random things in there or do like little roll calls. You could drop your sweaty selfies in there. You can call each other out in there. You can share progress. Sometimes if I haven't seen somebody, I'll tag them, be like, hello, so-and-so, where have you been? Just to, that's our place. Like, if we all did work out in a gym, that's like when, right before class, like that's where we would all be chit-chatting and hanging out and being like, oh, so-and-so, or I see it's your birthday or whatever. So that's what the group chat is for. We do have Beachbody, the BOD, Beachbody on Demand app with bod groups. So we do want to make sure everyone's gotten in there. So I'm just opening my app real fast to show you guys in case anybody is like, I don't know what it is. So everyone should have gotten an email from one of us inviting you to it. But in your app, there's this spot right here. You can see tons of notifications. It says groups. And then all of your different groups are here that you've been invited to. So we have several in our group. So this is the one you want to go to. And every day we're going to have posts on there. That's where Jessica will drop her recipes. This is where me and Megan will do different posts too. You guys can drop your food. Oh, Jessica's food. Your workouts. Everything can be logged on here as well as your progress. So this is an important piece to make sure you guys don't miss out on. Because we do have people who are not on Facebook who are going to be part of the challenge. So I want to make sure we're getting everybody here and also logging your workouts. So let's see. I want to make sure I talked about those two things. And if you can't figure this out or you didn't get your invite, just talk to your coach and we'll get your invite out to you. I think that's it, ladies.
The cool thing, I went and checked it this morning. They had added a new feature, and Joel put a post in our group this morning. So, like, our super trainer who filmed himself doing this, he put a post in there saying, go guys, you got this, first week starting out. And so that was fun. I got to see it this morning. But so you should go check that out, even if you're not going to be posting there very often.
Yeah. And if anybody's on Instagram, one, we'll make sure everybody shares their handles so we can follow each other and all that fun stuff. But Joel Freeman, who's the trainer for 10 rounds, He is hilarious, and he also is just like one of those guys with a huge heart, and he's super awesome. So I recommend you guys follow him on Instagram, and because he's always dropping tons of great information about tons of stuff and about his cats. So so you can know, it's cool to know they're real people and they're nice, and he's a big goofball. So you'll see in the program, it's just how he is, like it's him in real life. Okay, ladies, I'll let you go. I hope that this was helpful. Anybody who's watching the recording, if you have any questions, reach out to your coach. We're happy to help. Or in the group, you can always drop it there in case, that way everyone can benefit from the answer. And you guys have a great rest of your day. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, ladies. Take care.
Bye.